Hey writers, it is November 10th. Wow, we've been a third of the way through NaNoWriMo, and I hope that you guys have all made great progress and that you're on track with your word counts. I am doing pretty well, but of course that changes day to day. But today I'm feeling really optimistic about the way everything is going. So since we know each other so well now, we've been together a whole 10 days of NaNoWriMo, I thought I would talk about something a little bit more personal to me and about the way that I get my writing done. And why should you care about the way I get my writing done? Well, because I think I have an issue that will affect a lot of you. I have ADD. Even for those of you who don't think you have ADD, our modern lives are so distracting. We have so many things to deal with, just so many more moving parts than our parents had or our grandparents had, that I think all of us have a little form of ADD, or at least we have distractions that affect us in our writing. So a lot of people may have told you, oh, if you have ADD, you can't be a writer because you can't concentrate for long enough to get something done. And I am here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. I have finished quite a few novels. I've finished a PhD thesis. Yeah, I'm a doctor. So, you can do this. It's just because you don't stay stuck in one thing doesn't mean that you cannot finish something with a lot of hard work and persistence. So also, having ADD is actually a little bit of an advantage when it comes to creative paths like ours. So number one, just the way our brain is wired makes us a little bit more creative. We don't succumb to the cliches that a lot of other writers might kind of naturally go to because our brain's going around in all these different ways. Also, the fact that we jump around keeps things very fresh. I think it keeps our writing from becoming stagnant. It keeps us also moving forward, because if we are kind of bouncing out of a scene but then moving to the next scene, we will keep moving forward. So we won't have that same writer's block that you can have if your brain's working that kind of normal linear way. So what are some of the tips and tricks that I use to get my writing done? The first thing I do is that I actually allow myself a little bit of brainstorming at the beginning of each writing session, so that all of those chaotic thoughts have a place to go and they're not all bouncing around in my head. I find that if I get them out on a piece of paper or even on like a flow chart or just scribbling, mine looks like a little octopus. Like I have, the main idea in the middle, and then I have all these little arms, and it's adorable. But anyway, you can read your outline. And so that's my other tip, actually, is that have a short version of your outline printed out. And so I will jot things down on it, I will read it, and then I'll be like, oh, something, and I will start to fill out that brainstorming session. And then I have a long version of my outline in my Word document, which means that I can jump from scene to scene and fill in what I want to. So the whole remains cohesive, even if my initial ideas were jumping around. Another thing I do is work by scene. Instead of thinking word count, I think, okay, I'm gonna finish this scene, that scene, that scene, and just technically scenes shouldn't be that long to keep your reader interested. So working on a scene and finishing a scene gives you a sense of achievement, makes you think, hey, you know what, I did this, I've got it. And so you can get scene by scene by scene, get it done. The other thing I do is that if I forget what I'm going to say, or if I know that a scene or a conversation needs to happen, but I'm just incapable of focusing on that at the time, is that I will put in my favorite little brackets. And so I'll put in brackets, I'll put in the basic idea, or say, I don't know what goes here, but something. Anything, doesn't matter. But your brackets are searchable, in your Word document, so you can jump from bracket to bracket if you're feeling kind of uninspired, and you can see if there are any that you can fill in that day. The other thing that I do that is so valuable to me is that I will dictate my book. In fact, the majority of my book is dictated, and then I will go back and I can put in the more flowery language and the better descriptions and, better vocabulary. That's fine, but I dictate because I find that I can get those ideas out so much faster. I can also pace while I write, which is precious to me. I love it. I get my steps in during the day, and I just feel that that makes me progress so fast. The word count gets completely, turbocharged, which I love. It's very encouraging. And so I think that that's a great secret. That's it. I was going to say something else, but I think I forget what that was going to be. But those are some pretty good actionable tips. If you have any other ideas, I would love for you to post them down below, any questions or comments that you might have. And I look super forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, happy writing. Talk to you later.